Hello Gemini, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? As I do in all of my readings, I've pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I still have a tarot deck we'll be diving into, as well as the clarification deck and the advice deck I'll be using to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Gemini, in your recent past, you have knowledge with the Ace of Pentacles. I want to take this both very literally and then kind of dive into the deeper meaning that I feel this message has. Because what I feel about your recent past is there was an opportunity to learn something, and learning something that was very important for you to move forward wherever it is that you're trying to go. Now, taking it very literally, there could have been education involved, taking a class or being in school for something, and that kind of you gained your knowledge through that. I also feel like this was life experience, like knowledge through life experience that is actually helping you get to a new level in your life. So whatever happened in your recent past was very purposeful, and whether it was surface level, I feel like it's both, or it could be both. Like if there was something surface level that was learned, there's also life experience or something that goes along with that added on to the knowledge that was necessary to take you to wherever it is that you're trying to go. Now, in your current energy, you have releasing with the Death card. So right now is a time of letting go of what no longer serves you, kind of releasing from your life old cycles, old habits, old patterns, people that don't resonate with you anymore in terms of platonic relationships, familial relationships, obviously romantic relationships. And it feels like it's very much a time for opening up your energy to attract really exciting things, like really abundant, exciting things. I don't necessarily know if right now feels like a super exciting time in your life. The releasing part, right before we level up in our life, right before the universe kind of brings us into a new phase, we usually kind of go through this shedding of old layers. And when we do that, there is a lot of loss that can take place, or we feel like it's loss, but it's really just the universe helping us let go of what can't be taken to wherever it is that we're going. Because in your immediate future, you have abundance with the Strength card, and this is really powerful energy for you, Gemini, because with the Strength card, this feels like stepping into your power, taking back your confidence, moving in alignment with who you really are and what you're here to do, which is going to open up the door for a lot of abundance here. This feels like a very new energy for you. I'm not saying that you've never experienced abundance or that things have never been good in your life, but this feels like a next level kind of experience. And it's one that you wouldn't be able to experience if it weren't for this knowledge. This knowledge of something that went down in your past, it taught you a lot. And whatever you learned from that experience is what actually pushed you to open the door, to step into your power and open the door for abundance. So it feels as if the way that things have unfolded in your life, especially in this reading, have been very divinely orchestrated. So holding on to the faith that everything is working out in the way that it is supposed to for you and for your highest good. Now, the overall theme for the reading is a new start is coming, and that's this abundant new start that I definitely see here in your immediate future. But let's dive deeper into these messages and see what's really going on here, and see what it is that you need to know to take the best steps forward for yourself. So let's start, Gemini, with your recent past knowledge with the Ace of Pentacles. This is for Gemini's recent past. King of Wands in reverse. The Page of Cups in reverse. Six of Swords in reverse. And then there's the Fool. So this Fool is this new beginning. But in your past, you were experiencing this energy of actually being very stuck. Stuck on energies that didn't serve you, don't serve you, that don't align with your highest good, but feeling as if you can't let them go. Feeling as if you couldn't let this energy go. But then it's interesting because one of the reasons that you couldn't let it go is because of this King of Wands in reverse energy. Because this is an energy of doubting, like doubting what you bring to the table, doubting your capabilities, doubting not just the value that you have inherently as a person, but like the value that you bring with your presence in this world. And when we doubt that part of ourselves, we start looking for ways to feel valued instead of knowing that we're valuable and looking for things that match that energy. And I feel as if that's kind of what happened here in your recent past, kind of doubting what you bring to the table. That's a big thing that's kind of come through, like what you bring to the table. Like not seeing that it is a privilege to have you as a friend, to have you in, you know, in your life, like in the life of the people that you're surrounded by. And it's almost as if it's like not recognizing your power, which actually kept you stuck, playing it small. There's this energy of playing it very small in your recent past. Now, you learned a lot in this energy. It's not that you didn't learn a lot, but it's that it's almost as if, I don't know if you grew out of it or if you were holding yourself back in it. Let's get more. Playing it small. Something stuck in my throat. Okay. So things didn't feel like they were working out well for you in your recent past. This Wheel of Fortune in reverse is this energy of feeling as if things are just not going your way. But then you have this Five of Swords, which is this feeling like this you against the world mentality, feeling like the universe doesn't have your back, feeling as if you're not supported, and that energy caused you to prioritize things in your life, and I'm just going to be honest with you, that didn't deserve to be prioritized in your life. It's almost as if giving energy to people, situations, careers that just didn't deserve it. But because you were doubting the value you brought to the table, it's like you almost didn't see that you were sitting at the wrong table. That's you were doubting the value that you brought to the table, that it almost made you, it's like, yeah, you couldn't see that you were actually sitting at the wrong table. Like, I don't know, that's the best way I can describe it. But prioritizing what didn't deserve to be prioritized in your life. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Sun in reverse. And then there you are. It's Queen of Swords here. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. But I actually feel like, yes, this is your energy, air sign energy here. I still feel like it's in reverse and it has a different message associated. Because this Five of Pentacles in reverse is this, like being afraid of losing something, being afraid of losing something that's necessary in order for you to be happy, safe. And it's almost like whatever it is that you were prioritizing, even though it didn't deserve your energy, there was still this level of prioritizing it. And this might not just be talking about a person. So take this as it resonates on a greater scale for you. But it's almost like you felt like you needed it in some way. For stability, for safety, emotional safety in some way. So it had this attachment aspect to it. Because with the sun in reverse, it didn't make you happy. There wasn't a whole lot of fulfillment. Maybe it had the potential to, but it didn't at the end of the day. And maybe this is something you're struggling to be honest with yourself about. Because sometimes we can often lose sight of how we, like, instead of focusing on how something makes us feel, we focus on the potential of how it could make us feel, which causes us to prioritize that potential over the reality of the situation. But I do feel very much like whatever this was, it didn't make you happy. It didn't fulfill you. But you prioritized it anyway because you felt like you needed it, because you were doubting the value you brought to the table. In some way. Like, one of the things that pops into my mind is, like, if you were in a position where you had this manager at a job or something, but you're, like, more qualified than the person who is managing you. That's, like, the vibe that I get. But yet, I don't know. But it's not just about, it doesn't just have to be about work either. It just feels like whatever this was, you were capable of more than what you were prioritizing. But okay, I feel like I've said that a million times. So let's shift gears. Current energy for Gemini releasing with the Death. Current energy for Gemini. Tower with the Moon in reverse. And there you are again, but showing up as the King of Swords instead of the Queen of Swords. I don't necessarily know if that's relevant. If it's just alluding to the fact that it is your energy. Because you have the Tower with the Moon in reverse. So something has happened. There's this tower. There's something, I don't know if it's something that has shocked you, feeling as if something fell apart. Whatever is happening right now is a blessing in disguise, because it feels as if the universe is forcing you to move. It's forcing you to level up because you weren't choosing to, since you were doubting what you brought to the table. Which is natural, it happens. You know, we wouldn't learn that we're capable of more if we didn't, you know, go through the experience of doubting that. That's just kind of the way that it goes. We doubt, then we learn, then we have faith. But it feels as if right now, maybe either feels as if things have fallen apart, or they are falling apart in some way. But in some way, shape, or form, it's a blessing in disguise, because the universe is trying to level you up, to push you forward in a way that you weren't pushing yourself. Yeah, but there's a lot of anxiety associated, because it feels like you're kind of deep in the unknown now. And that, you know, a big reason why you were continuing to prioritize what didn't deserve your energy is because you felt you needed it. And we often feel we need something because we're afraid of the unknown associated of not having it. And right now, you're deep in the unknown. There's a lot of questions I feel that you have about where you're going. Are you going to be okay? And right, when we're in the unknown, the Nine of Swords, our fears, doubts, insecurities have a field day, because it's where, when we don't have as much control, we can't fight off those fears as easily. Now, a big reason why the unknown, we experience so much of those fears in the unknown, is because we're experiencing what held us back in the first place. The fear, the doubt, the insecurity that held us back in the first place. So that's the fears and the doubts and the insecurity that you're experiencing right now is not truth. This is actually this deck. It's the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck. Is one of my, if not my favorite depiction of the Nine of Swords, because you can see, there's a glare here, but I'm trying to get it clear for you. You can see that she's obviously worried, she's distressed about all of these things, but it's in her head. They're not real, right? It's not that what you're feeling and what you're experiencing isn't valid, because you're a human being and you're going to experience emotions, and everything that you feel is very valid. But it doesn't mean that it's real. That doesn't mean that it holds any truth about what it is that, is actually going on. So just because you don't feel good enough for what it is that you desire doesn't mean that you're not good enough, right? That's kind of what I'm getting at. But you're deep in the unknown right now. But whether or not you realize it, this period of your life and being in the unknown is actually where the universe has a little bit more breathing room to work. When you have less control and you don't know how things are going to turn out, and you don't really see a way forward, or you're kind of doubting the process, the journey, you're turning it over to something bigger than you. Because when we're in our control and we're focused on how we can maintain control of our outcomes and how we can make sure that everything turns out exactly like we think it needs to, so that everything's going to be okay, when we do that, we actually get in our own way, and we consciously or unconsciously block abundance from being able to find us. And so right now, this unknown that you're in, it's good. It's a good thing. I get that it probably doesn't feel that way. It's probably very distressing, overwhelming, it's scary, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. I hope that makes sense. Not all uncomfortable situations that we're in are necessarily bad. Now, it could be a bad situation, but I do feel like it has a positive outcome in the end. Because again, it feels like the universe is forcing you to level up. Gemini, this is a time in your life, it's a really powerful time in your life, of recognizing where you've sold yourself short, where you have the Seven of Pentacles and the Empress in reverse, where you have settled for less or accepted less than what it is that you deserve in terms of your relationships or your career path or your finances, and recognizing that even though it can sometimes feel like it based on our circumstances, you have power over those situations. You have power over changing your life for the better by no longer accepting less than what you deserve and what you're capable of. But the problem is, a lot of times we accept less because we don't realize that we're capable, deserving, and that more is possible. And so this is a period of your life where you're letting go of what limits you. You're letting go of people, places, situations that don't align with the value that you bring to the table. And the only reason that it's scary is because you are not in control of the outcome right now. But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing, because I do feel as if you're being very heavily supported through this time, even if you don't feel like it. So it's taking a look at what you've been investing in and being honest with yourself about, have I been investing in my true potential in relationships and career paths, or have I been selling myself short because I'm doubting what I bring to the table, because I'm doubting the value that I have in relationships, in my career, whatever the case is. Because if you can be really honest with yourself about that, you can now redirect your value to what's really meant for you, to what really aligns with you. So let's see what your immediate future holds. You have abundance with the strength, and that's stepping into your power. When you recognize what you're capable of, and ultimately that you are supported on that path, you become a little bit unstoppable. What does Gemini need to know about? Oh, okay. There you are. Forward movement. King of Swords, the Chariot, the Empress, the Two of Cups, the Sun. Whew. This is very positive forward movement. Because I feel like you've spent a lot of time staying really stagnant, being really stuck, being really, I want to say complacent, but I feel like a lot of people can take that very personally, thinking that it's me saying that you're consciously choosing less than what you deserve. A lot of what I talk about, you have to remember that 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions stem from our subconscious patterns. Only 5% of the way that we interact with our reality is actually conscious thinking. So we have to remember that we're wired to believe a certain way. We're wired to act a certain way. We're wired to respond a certain way. And that wiring comes from what we've experienced, what you've learned to believe about yourself and about the world and about what's possible for you based on what you have experienced. And so in order to break free into a new level, which is what the universe is trying to push you to a new phase of your life, a new level of abundance, you have to be willing to shift your belief about what is possible for you. And that kind of feels like you're in the process of doing that, letting yourself believe that you're both capable, deserving, and that more is possible. Because this is very positive forward movement, and it's a result of you stepping into your power. But see, here's the thing. You wouldn't know that you're capable of more, which is kind of where you're, this energy that you're stepping into, if you hadn't been through what you have. So kind of looking back and understanding that you wouldn't realize that you had more value, that what you brought to the table was more valuable if you weren't in situations where that didn't align with that value. Because through that you learned, oh, I'm deserving of more, I'm capable of more. So you learned a lot through this situation, through what you've been going through, that is actually helping you step into your power and create more for yourself. It's a very powerful reading. You're totally leveling up. That's absolutely what this is about. It's like a video game. Immediate future. What Gemini needs to know. Okay. Whoa. Hang on. I know something turned out. Okay. Four of Swords. King of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. This is cool energy. Four of Swords, King of Pentacles in reverse. 10 of Pentacles and 6 of Pentacles. I mean, this is receiving abundance, receiving 10 of Pentacles. You have abundance. You have the 6 of Pentacles upright. I mean, this is you getting what you want. King of Pentacles in reverse with the Four of Swords. Like, this is you getting, like, what you've prayed for. That's kind of what I'm gathering with the Four of Swords. Like, what you've prayed for, what you've asked for. Now, prayer can come in so many different forms, right? What you've been manifesting, what you've been asking the universe for, what you've been trying to align with. There's so many different ways that you can say that. But it's like getting what you've prayed for. Because the King of Pentacles in reverse is like the circumstances. that you've asked for, getting what you've prayed for. And what you didn't realize, I like this, what you didn't realize. You know that saying, one of God's greatest gifts is unanswered prayers, is that things didn't work out the way that you thought you wanted them to, so that they could work out so much better than you thought was possible. That's literally what this feels like. Because that Wheel of Fortune in reverse that we had back here, you know, kind of feeling as if things are just not going your way, that was very much a blessing in disguise kind of energy. Cool. I mean, that's very positive movement, receiving, getting what you've prayed for. But you have to remember, it might look a little bit different than you think it will. You know, for me, some of the things in my past I think about that I really wanted to happen. I really wanted this relationship to work out. In fact, there was a part of me that thought I was never going to be happy ever again if this relationship didn't work out. And looking back, I'm so glad that things didn't work out the way that I thought I wanted them to. And the same thing can go for, you know, just my life in general. The way that I thought I wanted things to happen, I'm at this point now where I'm so glad that they didn't work out that way, because I was limiting myself to what I was capable of experiencing. Because where I'm at now is so much better than what I thought I wanted. I mean, where I'm at now is what I prayed for. It just came in a different form. So we have to remember that along the way too. All right. One more overall. Six of Swords. No longer stuck. Because we started this with the Six of Swords in reverse. No longer stuck. I mean, this is so much forward movement with the Chariot, the Six of Swords, Six of Pentacles. I mean, this is such good energy. No longer stuck. Forward movement, progress, moving on from the past, making peace with the past, letting go. You know, like with the Ten of Wands in reverse, dropping the burden, dropping the heaviness, the Hangman, surrendering. Like it feels like it's such, I mean, this is what you've prayed for, Gemini. I am getting kind of emotional. This is really awesome for you. You guys absolutely deserve this. Okay, I'm gonna hop on over to the extended. So we focused on what you need to know right now. We're going to dive in the extended on what you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. Information for that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Gemini, as always, for your support of my channel. I obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Gemini.